Hi everyone, how you doing today? This is Mikos Milan Mitchell, and today is Sunday, May 14th, 2017. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all of you ladies out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, future moms, mother figures, and the dads or the guys that does mother's roles and mother's jobs. Happy Mother's Day. And I want to wish Happy Mother's Day to my mom that's in heaven. Her name was Lisa Johnson, aka Mother Love. And I love you and miss you, Mom, and happy Mother's Day. And take care of my father, Mitch, for me. That's in heaven as well. And happy Mother's Day to my future mother-in-law, Laura May Maddox. Yeah, although 2 days ago, it was the 6-year anniversary of me and my girlfriend, well, my future fiance, Heather Lynn Carlson of Hastings, Minnesota. I met her in person 6 years ago in Iowa City, Iowa, May 12th, 2011. And I was very exhausted that day from going to bulk rehab in Iowa City, and the elevator had broken down in Hillcrest. I wanted to get out of my dorm as soon as possible, but we had to carry everything up and down the steps. And my RA was helping me clean up, and I had to return everything in. It was like 86 degrees that day. It was pretty hot outside in Iowa City. And a day later, May 13, 2011, I saw my mother, Lisa Johnson, for the last time ever, which is kind of sad. I gave her a hug, and she wiped my forehead with a cloth. It was a washcloth, and that was like my first and only time that my mother had ever met my girlfriend, Heather Carlson. And when I first moved to Minnesota, Apple Valley, Minnesota, 6 years ago, my mom and I didn't get along. But my mom and I made up. Like, it was a week before she died in 2013. It was Memorial Day weekend 2013 that I spoke to my mom for the last time ever. And for one, I'm not a good singer. I suck at singing. But last year, I attempted to sing Frank Sinatra. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. And then Heather would tell me, Mikos, don't quit your day job. And Heather would say, Mikos, you're not Donald Trump. Hello, everybody. I am Donald Trump, and I want to build my borders. I want to build borders in Mexico, and I want to get rid of the illegal immigrants. I am the 45th president of the United States. Mikos, don't quit your day job. Although, I also celebrated Cinco de Mayo last week, too. And it was against the battle against the Puebla in 1862. Cinco de Mayo Day. Music. But back to what I was saying. I lost my mom in 2013, June 1st, 2013. And Heather was born on May 29th. 1991. My girlfriend will be 26 years old. My mom died on June 1st, 2013. And then my birthday's June 11th. And my actual anniversary, is June 18th. But May 12th, 2011 was the day that Heather and I met in person. Leroy used to have a 2000. Well, this is my future father-in-law. Her stepdad. Well, her dad, but it's not a real dad, it's her stepdad, but she's more of a dad than her biological father will ever be. Like, they drove from Apple Valley, Minnesota to Iowa City, Iowa in a 2000. It was a white 2000 town and country. I met her mom, Laura May Maddox. I met Heather. And I met Leroy, her stepdad. And 6 years later, May 12th of 2017, which was 2 days ago, like, don't get me wrong, I like Minnesota, but I just don't like winter in Minnesota, the Twin Cities. I was living in Apple Valley until 2013 in Hastings, the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul. And believe me, it can get colder than Chicago. It can get cold in the Twin Cities. Like Minneapolis and St. Paul and the suburbs have one of the coldest. It will have one of the coldest metropolitan area in the country. Like, and yesterday it was 80 degrees outside. It was the warmest in 2017 and the warmest temperature since September of 2016. And today, as we're speaking right now, it's 83 degrees outside. And 13 days ago, we had snow. And I was working out, I was lifting weights and walking around the Hastings High School track. And I saw snowflakes. Yeah, it didn't stick to the ground, although it stuck in full of... We had like a trace of snowfall in Vermilion, Minnesota, outside of Hastings. Vermilion, Minnesota had a trace of snow, but we had snow on May 1st, 2017. It's not like the snowfall of May 1st, 2013. At the time, I was still living in Apple Valley, and I was coming from my volunteer job, my volunteer position from Eagan Community Center in Eagan, Minnesota, Apple Valley. Like, we had a half an inch of snow on the ground in Apple Valley. We had freezing rain on May 1st, 2013. And Hastings had 8 inches of snow. And Rochester had 18 inches of snow. It was on May 1st, 2013. And then, like, it's amazing how the weather pattern in May, it can go from feeling like winter or early spring. We can go from snow on May 1st to 83 degrees on May 13th to May 14th. And it's also May 14th of 2011, 6 years ago today. It was also the day that we left the hotel in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Hampton Inn. It was the southwest side of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We went through Waterloo, Cedar Falls, Iowa. We went to through Alma, Iowa, Mason City, Iowa, Charles City, to Interstate 35. We went through Aberley, Faribault, Owatonna, Minnesota. We even went through Northfield, Minnesota. And I knew once we got in Lakeville, I knew it was in the Twin Cities metro. And then I became a Minnesota resident on May 14th, 2011. That's when I moved to Apple Valley, Minnesota. 6 years ago today. But it wasn't always 83 degrees outside. It was like in the 40s. It was 44 degrees. It was raining and cold. And people ask me, how do you remember all that? I just got a long-term memory. Well, this is for you, Heather, Lynn, Carlson, Heather. I love you, sweetheart. I love you so much, and thanks for being there for me. And I'm glad you met Kaden. Kaden of Hastings, Minnesota is cool. And I'm glad I met you, Kaden. And I'm glad I met my friend Linda, too. And this is it. Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your Mother's Day weekend in the warm weather.